Cholera claims 4 lives in Adamawa as government intensifies efforts to contain spread. Defense Minister CDS orders investigation into alleged 6-year illegal detention of naval officer. Clerics urge government to address economic hardship as Muslims celebrate Eid al-Mawlud. And on the international scene, at least 30 dead in tribal clashes near Papua New Guinea gold mine. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us. Starting with health. Now, Adamawa State is currently battling a cholera that has claimed 4 lives and left 36 others hospitalized. This was reported in the Alkalawa, Ajia and Limawa wards of Yola North Local Government Area. The chairman of Yola North Local Government Area, Ibrahim, disclosed this during a visit to the Infectious Disease Center in Yola. He noted that the number of cases has surged from 20 to over 40, with 4 fatalities confirmed. Ibrahim praised the prompt response of health workers, the Red Cross, and international partners. He explained that the disease is likely linked to contaminated water caused by the recent flood.
We'll have to commend the health workers, the health team, and indeed our partners for the rapid response of making sure that they respond to the affected people immediately. A lot of them are responding to treatments, and it is our own duty to also go back to our communities and sensitize people of the need to take hygiene seriously and to avoid contaminated foods and water in order that we save our people. It is most unfortunate, but we hope and believe that it will be curtailed as soon as possible.
In security matters, the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has directed an immediate investigation into allegations that a naval rating, Seaman Abbas Haruna, has been in detention for nearly 6 years. Haruna's wife had, while featuring on a radio station in Abuja, accused the military authorities of unjustly keeping her husband in their custody for almost 6 years. Reacting to the allegations, Matawale, in a statement on Monday by his personal assistant on media, Ahmed Danwudel, said no officer should be subjected to undue hardship or wrongful treatment. The statement said since the armed forces are built on the pillars of honor, discipline and justice, no officer serving the nation should be subjected to undue hardship or wrongful treatment. He assured that the matter will be handled with the utmost seriousness to ensure that justice prevails, adding that the nation remains committed to upholding the integrity of the military and the rights of every individual under the law. In the same vein, the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, says it is deeply concerned by the alleged unjust treatment of Seaman Haruna Abbas, a military officer who it said has become a victim of egregious misconduct within the armed forces. NEF, in a statement by its Director of Public and Advocacy, Abdulaziz Suleiman, demanded swift justice for Abbas and his family. NEF, while also demanding that the military hierarchy take immediate steps to review the case and provide the necessary support for Seaman Abbas' rehabilitation, also noted that it is critical that the injustice that he has faced be addressed with urgency to restore his dignity and that of his family. The statement noted that the circumstances surrounding the incarceration of Seaman Abbas, according to his wife's narrative, raise grave alarms about the accountability and ethical standards within the military hierarchy. It said the reported basis of the draconian punishment is not rooted in any criminality nor misconduct that could warrant such a severe sentence, but from Seaman Abbas's commendable act of gathering soldiers under his command for prayer, a reflection of his commitment to the moral and spiritual well-being of his troops. Moving on from that, the elder statesman and former President Olusegun Obasanjo has held a closed-door meeting with the former military president Ibrahim Babangida, that's IBB, The former head of state, Abdulsalami Abubakar, and former National Security Advisor, Aliyu Gusau in Minna, Niger State, on third rising spate of insecurity in the country. Obasanjo, who arrived in Minna on Sunday earlier, paid a congratulatory visit to Esama of Benin Kingdom, Gabriel Osawaru Igbenedion, on his 90th birthday. Upon arrival, Obasanjo proceeded directly to Babangida's hilltop residence, where Abdulsalami and Gusau were already waiting. Though the details of the meeting were not made public, sources close to the former leaders hinted that it may be linked to the rising spate of banditry and insecurity affecting Niger State and other parts of the northern Nigeria. For nearly 2 years, Ali, an amputee in Gombe, has struggled to feed his family of 4 after losing his job due to a work accident. In Nigeria's harsh economic climate, providing for a wife and 4 children is difficult, especially for the unemployed. Forced to rely on begging, Ali is desperate for a way to become self-reliant and rebuild his life. Hassan Koli tells us more from Gombe.
For 34-year-old Ali Saleh, life took a drastic turn 2 years ago when a work accident cost him his hand and left his leg crippled. Once a laborer breaking rocks, he is now jobless, spending most of his time indoors and occasionally stepping out to beg for help to support his family of 4. I used to break rocks to provide for my family, but ever since my hand was amputated and paralyzed, I have not been able to work for over a year and 3 months. It is heartbreaking. We rely on begging just to get food, which is unfortunate. I urge everyone who can help to please intervene. Ali Saleh says he has turned to straight begging to provide for his family, but he will be grateful for any opportunity to sustain his life without begging. He describes his situation as unfortunate, hoping for a chance to regain his dignity and support his loved ones. I feel ashamed begging on the streets, but for now, I have no other choice. If someone were to help me, my condition will be best suited for stationary work like petty trading. It will be far better to rely on myself than to keep begging. Amid the recent economic downturn, many Nigerians are struggling to feed themselves, with countless families unable to afford 3 square meals a day. This situation echoes the ever-growing challenge of most households living below the poverty line in Nigeria. From Gombe, Hassan Koli, reporting for Trust TV.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, says the quasi-security outfit won't be allowed to intervene in election security in the Saturday governorship poll in Edo State. He stated this on Sunday during the Edo Election Security Town Hall program. Egbetokun assured that the police will be impartial, professional and vigilant whilst providing a level playing ground for all the political parties and their candidates. With the IGP's comment, the Edo State Security Network and other state-run and private-run outfits are banned from election security next Saturday. Meanwhile, Deputy Inspector General of Police Frank Mba said the IGP has not said anything out of the ordinary. He said by convention and by practice, vigilantes are not allowed to partake in elections according to the Electoral Act. Abbas said any quasi-security officer seen on the day of election on duty would be arrested. As Muslims around the world celebrate the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, clerics and faithful alike are urging the government to address the severe economic hardship currently affecting Nigerians. During celebrations in Kaduna, the clerics not only prayed for the flood victims in Maiduguri, but also called on the authorities to alleviate their suffering and provide much-needed relief. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
The celebration began in the evening with faithful reciting the Quran and singing Islamic songs. God bless the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and honor him, and also uphold his name. He made him to be pious and also bless his family. Thousands of Muslim faithful gathered at Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna, expressing their joy and gratitude for the gift of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
He is being commemorated, and significantly is to remind people and also show the whole world of the significance of the availability of the Prophet ﷺ, irrespective of the length of time, irrespective of nations, irrespective of tribes and ethnic groups, irrespective of anything. So it's cutting across all any barriers.
No one can quantify the blessings of Allah on this day. However, I am calling on the Muslims and other Nigerians to unite and pray to God to bring an end to the challenges bedeviling the country.
So coming here is to also honor my fellow Muslims who have been honoring me for years, and to celebrate the birthday of their prophet like they've celebrated the birthday of Jesus Christ with me.
Political and traditional leaders also graced the occasion.
Whoever associates himself with the commemoration and activities of the birth of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam will eventually benefit from that, because it's only Almighty Allah that will reward him.
The significance of Maulud Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is an annual event that signifies unity of Islam and Muslim in Kaduna State and the world in general. And this is a symbol of Islam, the believers of Tariqa Tijaniya and all other Tariqa like Adiriya, every other set of Islam believe in Maulud, and Muslims are celebrating it every year. So it wants to show you unity and also coexistence with Christians, because you can see even the Christian faith are here today.
Day of celebrating birthday of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. All the Muslim Ummah in the world were happy. We are celebrating it today.
The celebration also provides a boost for food vendors and other traders who take advantage of the festive period to increase their sales. Earlier, over 200 Islamic schools participated in a vibrant street procession through the Kaduna metropolis. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has returned to Abuja after his official visit to China and his short stay in the United Kingdom. This was contained in a statement by the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. President Tinubu left Abuja for Beijing, China on the 29th of August and started his official visit on Tuesday, the 2nd of September. While in China, President Tinubu held bilateral meetings with President Xi Jinping and Chinese Premier Li Qiang, with 5 memoranda of understanding signed between Nigeria and China. He also attended the Forum of China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, in Beijing, and as a chairman of ECOWAS, delivered a paper on global peace, stressing multilateralism and cooperation as essential ingredient for international peace. He capped his visit to China with a meeting with representatives of Nigerians in the Diaspora Organization China chapter, during which he spoke on the necessity of the reforms being implemented by his government in Nigeria and hoped that they would lead the country to a destination of good roads, constant power, and good schools like in China. President Tinubu left Beijing for London, where he met with King Charles III and discussed issues related to climate change and actions. You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, Gombe community cries for help amid the rising water shortages. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is Trust News Update. Here's a recap of our top stories. Robotic cholera claims 4 lives in Adamawa as government intensifies efforts to contain the spread. And Defense Minister CDS order investigation into alleged 6-year illegal detention of naval officer. Moving on to more stories. For years, the Hayendogo community in Nasarawa, Gombe local government area has faced severe water scarcity, making the area unsuitable for many domestic workers. During the rainy season, residents rely on an open well located in a rocky area to fetch water. However, the situation becomes more challenging in the dry season when they must wait for water vendors to deliver supplies. Hassan Kohli filed in this report.
For many residents of Hayendogo in Nasarawa, water scarcity is a daily struggle. Children and the elderly can often be seen carrying buckets as they climb rocky terrain to fetch water from an open well, the community's most reliable source, especially for the poorest families. The residents have been grappling with inadequate water supply for decades and are now urging the state government to address the persistent issue with a long-term solution.
Mu har ga Allah gwamnati duk ta yi mana wasu abubuwan da ya dace, amma abu ɗaya ne wanda yake dan bamu wahala yake bamu ciwon kai.
We acknowledge that government is making effort to improve our lives, such as the ongoing road construction. However, water scarcity remains our main concern. We are forced to buy a drum of water from vendors for 600 to 700 naira, which is unaffordable for many during this economic downturn. We ask the government to address this critical issue and provide us with the necessary support.
We
are facing severe water scarcity here. As you can see, we have to climb these rocks to fetch water from an open well, and that is only during the rainy season. Outside of that, we have to travel long distances, sometimes into Gombe town or the Kalshingi area to find water. We ask the government to provide us with boreholes, as we are not receiving any assistance with water supply. For 70-year-old Zainab Hassan, the water scarcity is a serious challenge, often forcing her to delay domestic chores and daily prayers.
We only get water through vendors or by climbing rocks to fetch it. As someone without children, I have to rely on neighbors for help as I can't manage the climb myself. Sometimes I even have to delay domestic chores and prayers because of the water shortage. This situation is distressing and I urge the government to intervene.
Residents of Hayendogo lament that despite substantial investment by the Gombe state government in the water sector, their community has yet to fully benefit. The government allocated a total of 13,468,700,000 to water projects in the 2022 and 2023 fiscal years, aiming to alleviate water scarcity across the state. However, despite these significant expenditures, water scarcity persists in their area, continuing to cause hardship for households. The community remains hopeful that the government will soon extend its water project to include their area, providing a long-lasting solution to their water woes. From Gombe, Hassan Kohli reporting for Trust TV.
The management of Dangote Refinery has denied selling petrol to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) at 898 naira per litre. The spokesman for the refinery, Anthony Chiejina, in a statement late Sunday, described the claim by the NNPCL as misleading and mischievous. Chiejina urged Nigerians to disregard the statement and await a formal announcement on the pricing by the Technical Subcommittee on Naira-based crude sales to local refineries appointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said the Naira-based pricing, which will commence on October 1st, 2024, is because the current stock of crude was procured in dollars by the refinery. Chiejina added that the refinery sold the product to NNPCL in dollars with a lot of savings against what they are currently importing, adding that with this action, there will be petrol in every local government area of the country, regardless of their remote nature, who powered their vehicles and generating sets with petrol, no thanks to decades-long epileptic electricity supply. On the international scene, there was a shootout between hundreds of tribal warriors have left at least 30 people dead in Papua New Guinea's highlands, police said on Monday, as security forces were given emergency powers to quell the violence. Police said the unrest started in August when illegal miners inflicted life-threatening injuries on a landowner in the Porgera Valley, home of one of Papua New Guinea's largest gold deposits. Peace talks failed and the situation spiraled into intense tribal fighting that saw 300 shots fired on Sunday alone, according to the police commander, Joseph Tondop. Police said 30 men had been killed across the rival clans and hundreds of women and children displaced, with many homes burned to the ground. 2 officials were also killed while waiting for a lift home after work, said Tondop. Police Commissioner David Manning said lethal force would be used to restore order in the hard-to-reach Highlands region. And in sport, the 3rd year of Dambe Warriors Super Fight League took place in the FCT, with winners emerging in various categories. Trust TV's sports correspondent Adeni Ajishafe tells us more.
MK Abiola Stadium hosted the blockbuster fight of Dambe Warriors in different categories to the admiration of fans who thronged the venue to catch a glimpse of the fight. Warrior fighters emerged winner after gaining accumulated points in 3 rounds of fight, or by knockout. 4 fights took place to around the middleweight fighters, where Blue Shot Kadura won his fight in style, as Bahagan Kadira knocked out his opponent in round 1 with heavy blows to win. Middleweight category had Dogon Shegiamota battle Russian Denis Chenez, a fight that had extra time to determine the winner, with Dogon Shegiamota winning by a point of 115 to 114. In the heavyweight category, Daniel Otula and White Mamba from Poland turned the arena into frenzy in a dramatic fashion. White Mamba emerged winner after putting up a good fight towards the end. The biggest fight of the night in the heavyweight category had Garikinwa Yasanda and Ali Kanibelo, a tough fight which had Yasanda winning despite being the underdog. White Mamba was full of excitement for winning his first fight in Dambe.
I am sure that he had harder time than I did, so I think the biggest winner of tonight is this young man who fought me, because he gave me a school. I had to learn. In the first round, I had to learn from him. How good was he, because I couldn't see his punches. So I had to think about, change the tactics, start to push him into different spaces, so I could then start feeling him. But even though I did so much, it was still hard.
Dignitaries at the event expressed joy for witnessing Dambe in UFC fashion, a sport that projects Nigerian culture and tourism to the world.
It's been an amazing experience. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I've heard about it. I know a little bit about it culturally, but this has been my first experience of this, and I have to say they've put on an amazing show. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the fights. It's entertaining, but also these kind of activities, we call them cultural tourism, bring a deep sense of pride in our nation, as people.
This is a transformation of the local traditional boxing into a massive show, just like the AFC, and this is beautiful. How I wish we Nigerians will know the value chain behind this massive show event. This is beautiful, and I believe that the organizers will take it up and reinvent this particular traditional sport into global sport.
Attention will now shift to 2025 when the Dambe Warrior Super League fight returns to the arena with glaze and glamour. That's Sport News. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe.
And on that note, we wrap up news updates on Trust TV for this hour. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.